So in the last video we covered off a few things: output with print statements, input where we ask the user to type something in, which always comes in as text, as a string. So we converted it to numbers, integers, with this int function, and we stored these values in variables. num1 and num2 are both variables, storing the two inputs, and then I've calculated an answer which is stored in this answer variable, and then output that to the user. I'm going to extend this. I'm going to make it into a maths testing program. So the idea is it'll be presenting the user with random questions, and they will have to try and get the answers right. So let's try and keep this simple to begin with. The random thing, we can park that for a minute. For the first time through, why don't we just make life as simple as we can? We're going to get the user to add 2 and 3. This is a very common technique in programming. We don't try and do it all at once. We try and do something simple to begin with. And so I've got the two numbers. These will be randomly generated in time, not yet. And I now know what the correct answer is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the user for their answer. User answer equals, and input. That's the only way we get something from the user. What do you get? What do you get when you add? And we're going to num1. This is pretty ugly, the way we're stitching all of these strings together here. We'll do a better way of doing this, maybe even in this video. So what do you get when you add num1 and num2? Let's just check that that looks correct before we go any further. Another common programming technique is, as soon as you've written code, is you test that code. So I have a problem here. What do you get when you add num1 and num2? Oh yeah, we had this problem in the last video, didn't we? Can't stick together strings and integers. So I could do this, all right? But I foreshadowed a moment ago that we were going to do a better way. But this is getting to be quite ugly code, lots of brackets and pluses and all the rest of it. We're going to use a string formatting technique instead. So what I'm going to say is, what do you get when you add %s and %s? So this is a way that Python allows us to do what we were just doing, but more neatly. And if I now put num1, num2, what will happen is these %s's in the output will be replaced by these values in order that they are here. You have to get the brackets and the percent and the comma in the correct format. I'm pretty sure that will work. So it says, what do you get when you add 2 and 3? So that's the %s, 2 and 3 coming from here and here. That's nice, much neater. So that all works, and actually that will be a string, won't it? You know, when I type in this 5, that's actually the letter 5, not the number 5. So I need to convert that to be an integer, and that will work just the same. So now I need to check, did they get it right? I want to know if the answer they typed in was the same as the answer that we've already calculated right here. I'm going to do an if statement. This is how we typically ask questions. If answer equals user answer. Notice the double equals there. That's how we check for being the same. Are they actually equal? This single equals is when we're assigning a value. So we're taking the input here and we're assigning into here. This is checking for equality. So if user answer equals if answer equals user answer, and I hit enter here, notice indentation has happened. It's been tabbed in 4 spaces, or a single tab right here. That's how if statements work. if this thing turns out to be true, then this will happen. Print well done. Okay. Else, hit enter again, print you got it wrong. So the if statement basically completely works on indentation, which is true for Python all the way around. Let's just check this and then review what we've got. So what do you get when you add 2 and 3? 6. You got it wrong. Let's run it again. This is testing. I'm testing my program. What do I get when I add 2 and 3? 5. Well done. So you see how the if statement worked. It checked here if the answer that we calculated, 2, 3, is equal to the user answer, then it does whatever's inside this first level of tab. Else it does whatever's in the second line of tab. And what was the last thing I wanted to do here? Perhaps we should just make it so that these are random numbers, so we have some completeness here. So we're going to use the random library, which is built into Python to some extent. So random.randInteger, randint, and I just happen to know this from practice. You can go and look this up though. You can just Google Python random integer and it will show you exactly what I'm typing right now. So these are two random numbers between 1 and 10 that will be put into numbers 1 and 2. That will only work though if I import the random library to begin with. Let's run that and it should be given. What do I get when I add 10 and 9? I'm going to say 19. I got that right. Okay, so there's a calculator.